Hey everybody, and welcome to the workshop.
Yeah. So,
Episode 1.
So
Insane.
recording session 1.
Yes. First shot.
We wanted to talk about today bit bashing random stuff. Into toys for free. So Alex just got a 3D printer. A month ago?
It's been like a month and a half, maybe 2 months now. Actually, it's quite a little bit of time's gone by.
Okay, so
It's amazing and not as complicated as I thought it would be.
is this where we tell the whole story
Of
ReaperCon?
Yeah, let's start with ReaperCon.
So we've been trying to be more inspired since we got back from ReaperCon. We went down to Denton, Texas back in early September, late August.
It's late August. To the 1st.
And we went to our first ReaperCon. We've been to other conventions before, but something about ReaperCon felt different.
It actually goes all the way back to when I went to Tokyo Tulsa a year and a half before that. I had just gotten into Warhammer, was painting a kill team, had 8 minis at my house. And while I was there, which Tokyo Tulsa is mainly like a Comic-Con sort of thing. Costumes are the kind of the big jam. It's not very crafty or painty. We were at one of the things, one of the events, and they were doing a paint and take, which I'd never seen before. And I convinced all of the girls to go sit down at a paint and take and we do a little painting today. They all loved it and had a great time. I had a great time and got to talking to the store owners that were putting it on. And they said, hey, if you liked this, you need to go to ReaperCon. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And they told us that it was the Reaper Bones miniature manufacturer puts on a show every year down in Denton, Texas, where their headquarters is. And I was like, that's amazing. And then I forgot about it for like a year.
Yeah. We've always known about Reaper.
Yeah, Reaper Bones have always existed, but I didn't know they had an event.
My whole tray of trash back there is like a huge chunk of that is Reaper Bone stuff that I bought
For D&D?
when I was a teenager. So we got back from ReaperCon. You bought a 3D printer. This is one of the Bit Bash monsters we made that I'm gonna figure out how to paint eventually. But it's mostly dragon tails.
So what?
Tales of
describe the event, what this is.
Okay, so you go in a room and there's 4 or 5 tables of your sprue cuts, your pieces that come in your big dragon boxes, and then a whole bunch of different super glues. And we just started cutting and pasting, and I've done some kind of bit bashing before, but I don't have enough money to buy 50 dragons to cut all the tails off and make
Just
a
to
slop
use.
monster out of.
Right.
Reaper does. Reaper just has that.
Hundreds.
Yeah. So
pieces.
This one, yours is still at your house, I assume.
Yeah, I didn't bring it. I thought I would have.
Yeah, of course. So I started painting on it. It kind of got forgotten for a little while.
So it was this like weird squid monster with the obvious like sandworm teeth kind of a thing. And then like bit of tree, then ogre, and then now we're bursting out of it. And yeah, if you don't have tentacles, use dragon tails.
Yeah. So
we used all their super glue.
Yes, we did. Use
Like
all
other
of this
people
super
were like, cool, I'm gonna take the torso of a dude and put it on a spider. Isn't that crafty? And I'm like, I need your super glue and that next table's. I had to go up front and ask for it like 6 times.
So since we got back, this is my first bead bot I've ever made out of beads. Bead bot.
Shout out to Bill making stuff.
Yeah, thanks everybody who inspired me to go buy mega assorted beads. Typical.
No, Bill making stuff is amazing. Go check out his channel.
Yeah, I'm very inspired.
He inspired the beadbot theme and created a whole world around it. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the first.
No, I'm gonna give it to him. He's the first
you
to
can
do
give
it.
it.
Yep. He's the first one to do it and make me care about it.
So then you got your 3D printer.
Yeah, so this is Games Workshop.
This
fans.
is your
This will be
10th print?
This was my third print.
That was your third
This
print.
was on a very early one, and it's why it's so darn heavy. It's before I learned how to thin them out, and it's way too thick. The walls on this are 4 millimeters thick, maybe even 6, so it's just way too heavy. It doesn't need to be this thick. You can go a lot thinner. I do 1.5 millimeters now, but yeah, anyone that plays Games Workshop games knows that this is a great unclean one. On a super cool little palanquin carried by little dudes. And I learned a ton when printing this, and parts of it failed while I was printing it, which is why he's got like a big gash in his arm, and you can see an obvious sort of seam running across him because it almost pulled the head off, but then somehow salvaged itself.
Have you seen a seam? I didn't see a seam.
Yeah, there's a seam. You can
Oh.
actually see it. It's
Okay.
almost like a mold line.
Yep,
And
it
it
is.
almost failed. It somehow saved itself, but it almost failed. So, super cool model. Still looks amazing. The detail on rags and printers are amazing. I use a frozen Mighty AK, and it's absolutely wonderful. Shout out to Tyler from Creature Caster, who recommended it. So I've been diving into the whole make your own army thing, and I've been printing greater demons since then. Votan Gorge with my buddy, but
Speaking of,
breaking bits off.
we did have a total catastrophic failure on the printer.
So this was a Sagittar, a little party bus, single unit mover, and it absolutely failed and ripped in half, and there was a huge seam on it that was just unfixable. So
I jammed it full of
parts.
little toy car pieces and painted it, and I think it looks great.
No, it's amazing. It's such cool scatter and works as really good cover terrain for
Yeah.
dudes of 28 millimeter size, because that's line of sight blocking.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if you break any more stuff,
Oh, I do.
want all your
So I
trash.
printed a Hecaton, his big party bus, and it failed.
Hecaton?
Hecaton Land Fortress.
Okay.
Is what it's called, and it failed because I hadn't cleaned my printer. I knew I needed to clean it, and I wanted to try one more time, and it failed halfway through. So I decided to say screw it and do it differently. Clean my printer like I should, and it printed perfectly last night, which is awesome.
Okay.
Every time it doesn't print, I'm afraid I've broken it forever.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
So did you bring me the trash?
It wasn't. That one didn't have as much trash. That one just like it literally failed when it was so thin it was nothing. But I got 4 good wheels out of it, so I saved the wheels and he'll have extras and we can do stuff with that. Cord's mom has a filament printer.
Okay.
He's trying to have her print him the Octarius terrain book
Sweet.
that he doesn't have, and he's gonna try to use them. So 3D printing is amazing. I'm still working on it. We'll show more of it as we go through the channel. I might do a tutorial of how I go about it and what I've learned about it as I go forward and go more into it. But for now, it's just an incredibly fun part of the hobby where then the access to just do whatever you want and print whatever you want, it makes it extremely fun.
On a totally different front, we got some metal minis. This is gonna be your...
I'm gonna see what it looks like.
How many metal minis have you assembled and painted?
Almost 30 now.
Almost 30, so way more than me. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I had a lot of little dudes
Yeah.
for mine.
Oh, yeah, you're
most
a
of mine.
zombie army.
I specifically tried to get as many metal pieces as I could for that.
So what this one is gonna be is some kind of demon
It's a big
monster
demon
for
monster
your
thing. Yeah.
undead Egyptian army and free blades?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
how
this
big it
might
is.
be part of your
It might
fleet.
be part of this. I just want to
Okay.
see how big it is and what
Cool.
it looks like because it's a cool demon thing, and I'm doing that right now. So yeah, metal minis are cool. The way they cast them. We got to do the factory tour in Denton. It was the most like personal. Hey, come look at my office. Check out all the stuff we've done. Like the most casual, fun thing. I expected to get like the tour guide
Yeah,
feel,
but
and it was.
the guys at Reaper,
They're awesome.
they're super
We got to get a sneak peek at the new factory
Mm-hmm.
that they're about to switch to, or probably before the next year. And then, so that was amazing. ReaperCon's amazing. If you love painting, go to ReaperCon. If you love the crafting side of the hobby, there's some games there. There's fun people to meet. We met new people, and it was awesome.
We found more than one new game.
Yeah, more than one new game along the ley line. Fantastic. But yeah, if you love the hobby, go to Reaper. It's worth it. I will probably go every year.
So that brings us to my wolf marines. This is a weird, I don't know, maybe they're Anubis marines now that we've been talking about your Egyptian monsters.
Yeah, they're very new. Jackal head.
So I found like those jackal heads, wolf heads, whatever they are, I got off Amazon from some company.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna focus. That's okay.
Spellcrow.
Spellcrow, yeah.
I believe the heads are Spellcrow. I know the legs are Spellcrow.
Right. I thought the heads were. They came in. I think you got it at the same time.
Yeah. I found some cool orc heads with the little beanies.
There's a lot of proxies out there that you can get around to do cool Warhammer stuff.
But I never really finished these wolves. They're a combination of vanilla Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines on their shoulder pads and their weaponry. Only one of them has a backpack, and I think it's one that I stole from a totally different faction.
That's an AdMech backpack.
Yeah,
I've painted a lot of those.
Yeah.
That's one of mine. I remember you taking it to put on one of them.
So I've got these guys. I want to make some backpacks for them, like my Beadbot style.
Oh yeah, some real custom setups.
So I guess the real gift I have brought to the table today is right here. This, is that enough?
We'll do more. When there's not minis on the table.
Is a typewriter.
Yeah. So we're building a battle report play table. And inspired by Reaper Bones mashup, we're tearing this old
exactly
thing apart and doing stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing a lot today, and then we're maybe going to do some painting and make some coffee. Stick around.
Absolutely.
What the hell is this?
It says
thing?
right here, this is a Royal Electric typewriter.
It was a typewriter
that I found in a chicken coop, in an old chicken coop. Yeah, it's full of spider webs. Watch
in
first.
a chicken coop. Mm-hmm. Were the chickens using it?
To shit in.
Like, what's the monkey? Put enough monkeys in a room with enough time, they'll type out Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Put some worms on the keys and they'll type it right out. Flip the keyboard over.
Oh, you're a spider. Oh, sick. Mm-hmm. A little sticky.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sure.
Your APM's gonna suffer in StarCraft on that keyboard.
In your typewriter StarCraft. So, I want to harvest some bits.
Okay,
Out
pliers.
of this trash. I grab those two boxes behind you.
Oh, I love this thing. I want to get this thing out. 2 boxes behind. Oh, more bits.
More bits. So, it was sealed up.
You dropped it by accident. What? You dropped it by accident.
No. I slowly, meticulously went through and got a lot of the spider webs out of it.
Right.
Because it was super disgusting.
Right.
But I didn't want to do all of it because then it wouldn't have looked like a typewriter anymore.
I think it's amazing. I like these little roller grommets. Pliers.
Yeah, pliers.
Needle nose and other sundries.
I'm getting it.
So we have all of these little semiconductors that make for great little uniform pieces and bags and things to put them in. And these are like, I don't even know what you call that. Looks like a C battery. But all of the bits, I'm thinking this would make a great corner building if you put a 90 in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we can just hit it on the metal saw. No problem.
Oh yeah, sure. So
So the two pieces that are already on there were the back.
Oh, okay.
Those two sheets were the first thing that I pulled off
The
when I
barrier,
was just
okay.
trying to clear out the spiders.
Cool. I might also, I think I'm also going to use these chip pieces to make roofs for your lean-tos.
Yeah.
Because they're going to look like really kind of cool cyberpunky sheet metal, basically. Could be fun. Lots of little springs and lots of stuff, so we're going to get all this picked up into the container and taken over to the paint table.
Bolter.
Classic.
That's what most of my guys say.
It makes sense. That's traditional.
Oh, it is a fucking. Have a look at that arm though.
Fucking jacked.
Orc arm. You think that's a problem canonically?
No.
Is that dumb that every one of these guys has Space Marine arms, and for one dude to have a sleeveless
Orc muscle-bound arm? Probably. One of them's wearing an AdMech backpack too, though. So, you know.
Well, they're all going to be wearing Typewriter backpacks soon.
Is that what you're going to focus on, making badass backpacks for everybody?
Uh-huh.
I was curious what you were thinking.
Not quite that big. Not quite like that.
we painted one Demon Prince that came out absolutely spectacular. Glare shots soon, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, right now.
I like your nasty Bad Moon Yellow boy over there.
Isn't he cool?
It's kind of what my rocks are winding up looking like because I'm
Right.
doing more yellow and green than gray.
Yeah, those could be in some Nurgle territory.
So if this boy's going to be in your army, what your army totally lacks at this point, to my knowledge, is red.
Right, because they're not allowed.
What?
Because that's what corn looks like.
Oh, because that's
There's
corn.
color-coded
You're
rules
right.
with what I'm doing right now.
You're
That's why the
right.
Demon Prince was anything you want, because
Yeah.
they can kind of float around. I can swap them out. He's a Nurgle Soul Grinder straight up. He's kind of needs to be green and yellow, with some like maybe some purples and some shit like that, just a little bit, but not too much that it looks like a Slanesh model. Because like the Corn Soul Grinder is big and thin and red with a giant sword, and
How do you feel about these sulfur rocks?
I love them. They look super cool.
Smokey, get off the table.
That's why nobody likes you.
I'm basically gonna slap chop my cheater process on this as fast as I can.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens in the end. I really don't have a plan.
Right.
Very rarely do I come in with a plan. Typically, when I come in with a plan, as soon as I do my first kind of shadows and highlights, I realize 15 things about the model that I didn't realize until after I painted the first coat on it.
blending so well.
So pleased. No, I feel like my painting style's really changed a lot lately.
Right.
Since the demon prints that I painted for you, and the cart, the busted up cart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened, but something in my brain changed during those two projects, and I think it was the tentacle monster more than the car.
Right.
And it's also just that it's so big.
Yeah, it's different than painting something small.
It's so easy when it's so big.
Right.
Like, there's so much of it, but it's so easy.
Right. This was a typewriter at the beginning of today. All of these pieces are from the typewriter. Nothing from the outside. No, except for the little dude.
Yep, the dude and that hunk of plastic that made the back fin.
Oh, that's true. That little hunk of plastic.
But it's just a little square piece of plastic.
You saw me Dremel it apart.
Yeah, it looks great. I love that it's not a trolley car.
No, I'm glad we went pod racer. Just went cool.
I
was thinking terrain piece. I wasn't thinking solo spot vehicle when I started. I was thinking it could have made some kind of cool trolley piece, but this is way cooler. Painting checkers is fun.
Yes, painting checkers is ridiculous and can be kind of fun.
Yeah.
These guys, they still need some work, but the yellow was helping a lot.
Just scale wise.
Right.
Set my end nicely. No, you're doing fine. I'll bring it in a little so you can get a better look at it.
I'm real excited to see where this winds up.
Yeah, that hasn't gotten touched at all, but
Yeah, it's something that you're just working on that if you've never painted a bag of garbage,
yeah.
which is essentially what this texture is.
Yep.
It's trickier than I expected. It's different. I'm really pleased.
Yeah,
with the orange I was able to get out of
Peanut's
this.
coming out great.
Oh yeah, we named him Peanut. We named it Peanut. Good Peanut.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right.
I'm not totally happy with how green
They're very green.
these wound up.
They're very green. Very sulfury.
I made a joke about them being sulfur rocks,
Right.
and they definitely need some black and gray to tone down how much they look like a dirty aquarium.
Yeah, dirty aquarium. Dude, it's Nurgle. What we're thinking about today.
Well,
it's easy to get out of hand when
yeah.
you're thinking about Nurgle. Yeah.
That one might be the best one.
You added too much lichen and moss and algae to the top.
Yeah, I went a little nuts because I had a bunch of left on the palette, and I was like, let's just dry brush this on and see how it turns out. And I was just gonna go over it with some gray.
Great rock.
And now they're just,
No, they're great.
nasty Nurgle Booger rocks. What else did we do today?
That was the big of
We
it.
figured out camera stuff today.
Yeah, we did lots of
We
angles.
figured
lots
out
of
microphone
footage.
stuff today.
We're playing with sound and light and different things. And
Hey, cat!
we fought cats all day.
We fought cats all day.
And yeah, thanks for joining us in the workshop. This is going to be our space that we keep trying to make a little bit better every time. That's the cat. One of many.
Yeah.